if you wanted to play the best footy, you came to Scottsdale and played.
He just said to the rest of the blood, back to the centre, boys, he won't miss.
I just love to wear the Scottsdale Footy Club jumper.
It's a very history-dominated club.
Attack, attack, attack! Retaliation! Get down, retaliate!
Well, I'm with one of the all-time great players and also great characters of this famous football club up here in Scottsdale. Danny Hall, it's been a while since I've seen you. I've seen you play a lot over the years playing on the field, but are you keeping well?
Oh, as well as could be expected. We're going well, yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Great to be back in the club rooms. We're surrounded by so many wonderful things. We're right next to this state premiership flag from '73, of course, a famous day for many people, including yourself and the club, and we see what's happened here. But the Hall association with Scottsdale goes back a long way too, and I guess that's one of the great things about the Scottsdale Football Club. There's just so many famous surnames and family members that have played over generations, isn't it? It's a unique club.
It is a unique club in that way, but as the years have gone by, we haven't drawn the players. We lost so much industry from this area. That's what's crippled our club a bit, but we're still going, and a lot of the clubs in Tasmania are not still going.
No, that's right. And speaking now, you know, we're hearing that the club have seemed to have recruited well and are looking a bit stronger in numbers moving forward as well. But how important is a football club to a town? We hear it a lot. I know Georgetown, for example, were really struggling some time ago. They talk about how important it is. How important is a football club to a community such as Scottsdale?
Oh, it's just the hub of the community. If you haven't got a club, you haven't really got a town. You look up the NEFU now, where the NEFU used to be, Ringarooma, Windermere, Branxton, all of those people. The townsfolk, they haven't got anywhere to go to. And they're going to go on, you know, it's a social activity. And that's why I played football, I suppose, because of the social activity of it.
What did you love about football?
I used to like the challenge, but I used to love the social side. Yeah, I was probably the last one to go home. And that was good because you talk to everyone of a night. I used to love talking to the older people, and because there was a lot of bullshit there, and there still is.
Yeah. Hey, and stories only get better, don't they?
Yeah.
Scottsdale had some fantastic rivalries, and in particular, North Launceston. How's the relationship? Well, we might get to the relationship on game day, but off field. Do things get forgotten after a game?
No, I never forgot. If they beat us, I wouldn't get over it until the next time we beat them. And then I still never got over the defeat anyway. It just hung on. It wouldn't leave.
What was that rivalry like with North Launceston in particular? Because I've heard it a bit. It was pretty strong.
It was very strong. I remember when Peter was coaching them, Peter Daniel, a very good coach at North. They came here one day and we beat them by a few points, and he kept them out in the ground and he made them do wind sprints up and down the ground for a half hour after. And they ended up beating us in the grand final, so it paid off.
Yeah, of course, they had a pretty good career at Essendon there for a while too, didn't he?
Yeah.
I'm going to read something to you here, and I want you to tell me what comes to mind. So this is written by Martin Flanagan, so they're his words, not mine.
Yeah.
They had a player called Danny Hall. He was a very, very good player. I saw Danny Hall take on North Launceston single-handedly one day. I was thinking he was going to talk about your football skills here. And he finished it off by saying, it was like a Clint Eastwood movie.
Oh, well.
Did that happen on more than one occasion?
Oh, look, yeah. Look, it was either kill or be killed, and I like to get in first.
And did a lot of players, because I know we've spoken to Stephen Nichols, and he said it was always great to have Danny Hall on my team.
Oh, well, he's a nice bloke, Stephen.
Yeah. What do you think of football today when you see it compared to the era that you played in?
Yeah, well, being an ex-coach, the way they coach football now, they're frightened to kick it to a one-on-one. But we were lucky because every time we travelled over the sideline, in my era, we had so many good players. We were never frightened to kick it to a one-on-one contest because we thought we'd a 75% chance of winning it. Today, especially in the AFL, they'll kick it backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. Fancy having a bloke at full forward as big as Tom Hawkins and not kicking it down to him and have feed it. He's going to have a chance of getting it, isn't he? But we wouldn't hesitate. But today, too slow. They don't kick any more goals today than they did then.
No.
So it hasn't improved.
No, it hasn't. And you talk about your 75% that you mentioned about with the one-on-ones and you could win. Who are some of the great players that you have memories of from your team?
Oh, God, we had some marvellous players in our day. We had that old Bluey Let Twinkle Toes. Look, mate, he was just a phenomenal player. You could play him at full forward, you could play him in the ruck, you could play him anywhere. Stephen Nichols and Greg Lethball, wonderful players. But we had some explosive players. Ricky Rattray, yes. Unbelievable. David Noonan, look, man, I'm alive, we had some good players there. Greg Martin and Tim Gillespie, very good players. I'd go right back through them, Graham Mild and all these players. Look, no one in the state ever beat us when we were serious.
So, Danny, we talk about great players and one that I don't think we'll ever forget for those that saw him was the late, great Jamie Dennis. Your thoughts on him as a footballer? Oh,
just phenomenal. His work ethic was just unbelievable. Him, when Peter Roosendale was the best ruckman and the best rover in Tasmania combination, unstoppable. He was just, and he left us and went to North. I was a bit dirty on that.
I was going to say, what did you think of that?
Don't worry about that. I was dirty about that. I never told him so much, but he went in there and he just killed him in the State League as well. He was just a phenomenal runner and he just wore everyone down. Great bloke and great, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sadly missed, no doubt, of course, by so many still, but there's some great clips of him back in the day that for people that want to see him on YouTube, he was a phenomenal player and stood out, of course, as well with those curly locks.
Oh, yeah, well, he didn't have them towards the end, but get here a late session of the night and he sits up on the bar like a small child and recites The Man from Snowy River and having a few beers. Yeah, good.
Yeah, great stuff.
Lovely memories.
1989 must have been a special year for you. You coached the club and played, and won the premiership as well. That must be something that you're very proud of.
Yeah, I sort of retired and went to Branksome in '87, and had a pretty good year up there. We won a flag up there, and our club was getting a bloody hiding, and geez, it hurt. So I thought, well, I might be able to do something about this, even at my age. So we come back. 88, we just missed out on getting to the grand final, and 89, yep, we done the job, and marvellous feeling, especially with the blokes I knew. You come back here, and you're coaching fellas that you've known all the time. It's a pretty hard job, but you've got to distance yourself from that, and get on with the job. But we had some fun.
You've got to have fun. Sport's supposed to be fun, isn't it? And people can forget about the stresses of life for a couple of hours every week. You would have no doubt played against some great characters as well. Yeah. Bull Raymouth, the late great Paul Raymouth, great character, but great footballer as well. I know you had a pretty good experience with him one day on the field. Oh yeah, when he was coaching Longford, yeah, a bit of fun out there. And the Bull and I tackled, and we went to ground, and I knew Bull had the old glass eye and he had one eye. And I was trying to get my finger into his other eye, you know, just to slow him down a little bit. And Whisper Williams said to us, "Get up, you pair of Sheilas." And that was probably the end of it. There wasn't much in it, really. No. And umpires, we need them in the game. Whisper Williams, you weren't a big fan, were you?
No, still not. So, Whisper, if you're watching this, you did knock us over that grand final. You took it off us, you mongrel.
So what happened? Paint the picture.
Oh, well, the ball was kicked deep.
And what year was this?
This was 79. North beat us by 2 or 3 points in the grand final. We come home with a wet sail. And the ball was kicked deep into our forward line, and Greg McClure, 6'6", took a mark 20 metres from goal, and Whisper's gone, play on, play on. The crowd went mad. Old Vern Woods up the coast wanted to replay it on TV, and they wouldn't replay it. And, But today, Whisper, he's a true umpire like you, Nick, still reckons he was right. Yeah.
They never forget.
No.
They're always right in their eyes. Fantastic. Well, look, it's been great to share some of these great stories. It's a wonderful club, and as we look behind us, 1989, that's the second last premiership the club's won. It's been 20 years since their last one, so let's hope it's not too long before this famous football club get another one.
I think we're going to get off the floor. Yep, we're going to come back at it.
Fantastic. Great to catch up with you. Thank you.
Nice to talk to you. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm here with not only one of the all-time greats of the Scottsdale Football Club, but as many see this man, one of the greats of Tasmanian football, over 300 games with the Scottsdale Football Club, a Heck Smith medalist, win the NTFA Best and Fairest. He's an NTFA living legend and also inducted into the Tasmanian Football Hall of Fame back in 2014. Great to see Stephen Nichols. Good to see you. Welcome.
Good to catch up with you, mate.
How you doing?
Oh, not too bad, thanks. Yeah. Sorry about the weather.
Oh, well, and it must bring back some amazing memories coming into these club rooms for you.
Oh, yeah, you just got to look around and, yeah, it's a very history-dominated club in the NTFA.
Yeah, well, you were a big part of that over many, many years. Tell us about the early day. How did you first become associated with the club?
Well, being a local, if you're going to play footy, you're going to play here. I started here in '67, the under-19s. Give that little story about, I live 30 miles away, so on training nights, the club used to put me up at some people's places so as I could actually come to train, and it was just what the club did back then. They just looked after the locals, so you always wanted to play here.
You were fortunate enough to be part of an incredible era with the Scottsdale Football Club, but if we go back to 1973, that famous day for the football club where you won the state final and came from the clouds, effectively, we'll talk about the clouds a bit more in a minute because that did play a role that day, but coming from the clouds at three-quarter time against Cooey in that state final, what a day that must have been for you personally, but for the Scottsdale Football Club. What did it mean to the club and the town?
Oh, well, everything. They'd been there once before and couldn't quite get there. This time we'd been through that year undefeated, and I suppose we were expected to win, but Cooey were a great side and they really took it up to us, and in the end we come from a bit down after three-quarter time and it got up.
Now, speaking of the clouds we touched on, it wasn't all smooth sailing because back then, viewers probably won't know this, but you actually flew to Hobart for the preliminary final and then got on a plane to actually go down the northwest coast where you obviously played Cooey at West Park, but there was a little bit of doubt about actually getting there.
Actually landing, yeah. When we got down as far as the coast, it had been clouded in, and there was some discussion about having to turn around and come back, but I'm not sure exactly who it was, but either the president or the committee went up and talked to the pilots, and at that stage there happened to be a little blue spot in the break in the clouds, and they said, we'll go down through there. We'll go down through there. So they did in the end, and we got there. So, but it made a bit of a funny start to the game.
Oh, absolutely, and probably not the ideal preparation, but it didn't hamper the day itself. You played with some great characters as well. Have you got a couple of stories of that day?
Of that day, yeah, Ronnie Hall. A lot of the people around the club know Ronnie Hall, great champion. I actually marked the ball. In the last quarter, we sort of making a bit of a comeback and marked the ball, a fair way out. And Ronnie just sort of walked past me, and us both being non-drinkers, he sort of said, you kick this. He said, I'll buy all the Coke you can drink for the rest of the night. Made me nervous. I went and missed. There's some great characters in the side, and it was good.
You were 32 points down at three-quarter time. You did win. Did he end up buying you a few Cokes that night still?
He did, yes. Yeah, he true to his word. He did buy me a couple of Cokes. We sat down and had a bit of a chat, but no, yeah.
And did you fly back as well?
No, we come back by bus.
By bus. There would have been a long trip back then.
Yeah, it would have been.
With a lot of stops on the way.
Yeah, quite a lot of stops.
Pretty hard for a non-drinker.
Yes, it is. Yeah, you tend to see the time go very slowly.
Absolutely. You, a big part of your career was your longevity. You've won a lot of individual awards as well along the way, as we mentioned in the introduction. And I know you don't like to probably focus and talk about yourself, but how would Stephen Nichols describe himself as a footballer? As a footballer,
I worked pretty hard at what I did. Did extra training. Probably the kicking side of it, I was lucky enough to be a pretty good kick, and that I put down to living out at Waterhouse. We used to be very windy out there, so when we was kicking, as me and the brothers, you could only kick with the wind for so long, then you had to kick back into the breeze, so that sort of tended to sharpen your kicking skills. But yeah, I think I just enjoyed it that much, and the people around me, you just did what you had to do.
Which games did you look forward to the most when you get the roster there at the start of the season? I mean, Scottsdale had some great rivalries, but what excited you?
I always loved the North Launceston games. I know they was always going to be hard. North Launceston, City South. City South was always hard games too. Had a few good players in there that did it pretty hard, but yeah, North Launceston, always look forward to them. And not only because of the players, some of the supporters. You sort of, yeah.
Absolutely. Now, you did do some coaching as well, and you coached a premiership here at Scottsdale, but you also coached up at Branksome, Stephen, and I know a lot of players, they retired around, 33, 34, 35, but you were coaching Branksome, and I'll get you to tell the story because how old were you when you played your last senior game?
At Branksome, 57. Yeah. I was coaching up there that particular year, and we were struggling for numbers and getting beat pretty easy each week, and we were trying to get the under-16s to double up into the seniors, but one particular day over at St Helens we'd had a few pull out and bits and pieces, so I said, well, I'd been trained, I still did the training and that with the boys, so I said, oh well, I'll play today. So
you pulled on the boots at the age of 57. How'd you go that day?
Oh, I think I might have kicked 3. Yeah, wandering around the forward pocket.
Did you contemplate maybe thinking, age is no barrier, I'll keep going?
No, that was sort of a one-off thing, so it worked out well.
Finally, who were some of the great players that you played alongside and maybe against as well?
Alongside, we've got to go with the blokes I played nearly all of those 300 games with Danny and Grouter. Bob Wilson, when he come here, he just set a standard of the way we wanted to play, and that was great. Blokes like Kenny Lett, when you see what Kenny went through with the accident with the Bulldogs, to be able to come back and keep playing. Jimmy Leach, when he came across from Melbourne, great stab kicker with the ball. Against had blokes in City South, Kim Saltmarsh, he was always a hard opponent. Rodney Loon from North Launceston. Yeah, well, I know you rate very highly amongst many in the state, so it was a great opportunity to catch up with you, Stephen, and we appreciate you coming to the club rooms where you brought a lot of great memories to many people over a great number of years, and we thank you for that and your contribution to football and being part of getting back to Scottsdale. Thank you. That's great. Thanks for the opportunity.